99% of people don't know the cause of old person smell. Just wash this spot right. Grandpa, why do you smell like that? Ah, those words, they hit harder than a slap. Mr. Robert, 74, was just tying his shoelaces when his 6-year-old grandson said it. Completely innocent, just curious. Robert smiled, but inside he froze. He showered every day. He kept his clothes clean. He even wore aftershave. But still, that question, that smell, that night, he sat alone on the edge of his bed, looked at his hands and whispered, "Is something wrong with me?" Well, I'm Dr. William. I've spent over 50 years helping older adults just like Robert. And today, I'm going to share something almost no one talks about, but nearly everyone over 60 deals with. They call it the old person smell. But guess what? It's not your fault, and it's fixable. Let me show you how. The next morning, Robert skipped breakfast. His wife, Carol, noticed. He usually whistled while making toast. That day, silence. You see, it wasn't just about the smell. It was about dignity, closeness, and the fear that maybe, just maybe, he was starting to become invisible. Carol sat beside him, gently placed her hand on his knee, and asked, "Is something bothering you?" He hesitated, then whispered, "Do I smell bad?" That question is one I've heard hundreds of times in my career. Sometimes it's asked with a laugh, sometimes with tears, but always with deep vulnerability. And here's the truth, my friend. Yes, as we age, our body does change. And yes, there is a specific scent that often appears. They call it the old person smell. But what no one tells you is, it doesn't mean you're dirty. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It's not your fault. It's simply biology. Something your body starts to produce after age 60. And most people, 99% in fact, don't even know it's happening. But here's the good news. You can do something about it. Something simple, something gentle, something that takes just a few minutes a day. And today, I'll show you exactly what it is. So, what exactly causes that old person smell? Well, it's not dirt and it's not laziness. It's actually something completely natural, something that happens inside your body as the years go by. Let me explain gently. When you're young, your skin produces oils that help protect and clean itself. But after the age of 60, those oils begin to change. Your body starts to make a compound called non-anal. Now, non-anal is invisible. It has no color, but has a very distinct smell. It's a bit like old books or slightly stale clothing. You may not notice it yourself, but others might. I remember a patient of mine, Mr. Harold, 79, a retired carpenter. He came into my clinic one afternoon looking defeated. He said, "Doc, I'm clean. I use cologne every day, but my daughter keeps opening windows when I visit." I nodded. Then I gently explained about non-anal and how cologne actually makes it worse, mixing with the scent and amplifying it. He blinked, then chuckled. "Well," he said, "that explains why I smell like a musty perfume shop." We laughed together, but inside, he looked relieved. Relieved to know it wasn't just him. Relieved that there was a reason, and more importantly, a solution. You see, non-anal comes from the breakdown of fatty acids in your skin. It increases over time. But here's the thing most people miss. It builds up in very specific areas. Not all over your body, just certain spots where the oils sit longer and sweat doesn't wash them away. That's why, even if you shower regularly, even if you scrub your arms and legs, you might still carry that smell because you're missing just a few key areas. And those areas? Well, I'll show you exactly which ones in just a moment. But first, one more story. So, where does that smell build up? Where does non-nanol like to hide? Well, after helping thousands of older adults, I've found that just 3 areas are responsible for over 90% of the odor. And once you know them and clean them the right way, things can change quickly. Let's start with the first one. Number 1, your feet, especially between your toes. Ah, yes. I know. It sounds so simple, right? But many folks forget this spot. Or they wash it too quickly, not deep between the toes, not drying properly. Let me tell you about Mrs. Dolores, 75 years old, retired teacher, sharp as a tack. She came to me, frustrated. My grandkids won't sit near me anymore, she said. I even bought fancy foot powder. Nothing works. So I asked, do you wash between your toes? She paused and looked down, then said, not really. I showed her how to use a soft washcloth, warm water, and dry gently after every shower. 1 week later, she called me, laughing. They're back on my lap again, doctor. I think I washed 20 years off my toes. We both laughed, but that's the power of awareness. All right, number 2, the folds of your body. That includes your underarms, under the breasts, behind the knees, the groin, even the back of your neck. These areas don't always get enough air, and sweat gets trapped. Non-nanol loves these warm, hidden corners. I remember Mr. Eddie, 82, ex-firefighter. He said, Doc, I scrub my arms and chest like I'm washing the truck, but my wife still turns her nose. I asked, do you clean behind your knees? He blinked. You can do that? We both chuckled. Then I taught him how to use a long-handled sponge, gently clean all the creases, not just the obvious ones. A week later, his wife sent me a thank you card. It read, you brought my hug back. That one I kept. Now, number 3, the scalp and the chest area, especially for men with hair. You see, Nana loves to cling to oils, and hair traps those oils like a sponge. I once had a patient, Mr. James, a jazz pianist, 69. He said, Doc, I play smooth, but I smell funky. I asked, how often do you really scrub your scalp? He smiled and said, well, I rinse it, but I don't scrub. We changed that. He started massaging his shampoo in like he was kneading bread, deep and slow. And he started washing under his chest hair, not just splashing water. 2 weeks later, he told me, my bandmates said I smell like peppermint and peace. I'll take it. So, yes, my friend. 3 simple spots: feet, folds, and hair. Miss them, and the smell stays. Clean them right, and your world changes. All right. Now that we know the 3 main areas, let's talk about how to clean them. Because it's not just about using soap, it's about doing it gently, consistently, and the right way. Let's start with the feet. You don't need fancy scrubs or harsh brushes, just warm water, a soft washcloth or sponge, and a little patience. Focus between the toes. That's where bacteria love to hide. And after washing, always dry well, especially in winter. Mr. George, 81, told me, Doc, I was skipping it because I couldn't bend well anymore. It hurt. So I showed him a simple solution: a long-handled foot brush with soft bristles, and a footstool in the shower for balance. He called a week later and said, my wife hugged me twice in one day. That hasn't happened in years. Next, the folds. Now I know. It's not easy to reach your back, or under the arms, or behind the knees. That's why tools matter. A soft loofah on a stick, or even a microfiber towel you can pull side to side behind your back. Use warm water, not hot, and choose a mild, unscented soap. Too much fragrance can irritate the skin, and even mix with the odor in a strange way. Mrs. Clara, 77, had sensitive skin and avoided washing under her breasts. I thought the rash was just age, she said, but it was just buildup, warmth, moisture, and no airflow. After switching to fragrance-free soap and patting dry with a towel, the rash cleared and her confidence returned. She said, I wore a light blouse again, for the first time in 5 years. Now, finally, the scalp and chest. Don't rush the shampoo. Massage it in. Let it sit for 30 seconds. Rinse fully, especially at the back of the neck. For chest hair, don't just let the water run over it. Use body wash with your hands, gently lather, then rinse and dry well. Mr. Lionel, 73, said, "I thought showering was just a rinse and go. Turns out I was skipping half the job. Now he takes 5 extra minutes. His grandchildren now sit on his lap again, not because he asked, but because they want to. And that makes all the difference. Now, here's something most people don't think about. You can wash your body all you want, but if what's inside isn't working right, the smell still finds a way out. That's why what you eat matters. Let me tell you about Mrs. Hattie. She's 80, lively, a former jazz singer. But she came to me looking quiet, tired. She leaned in and said, "Doctor, I've done everything you told me. I wash, I scrub, I even bought the soft towel, but I still feel like I smell." I asked her one question. "Tell me what you eat for breakfast." She smiled. "Toast, coffee, and maybe a muffin." I nodded. "Well," I said, "that might be the problem. You see, when our diet lacks fiber and we don't drink enough water, waste can build up in our system. And instead of leaving the usual way, it leaks out through our skin. That's why constipation isn't just uncomfortable. It can actually make you smell. So we made one small change. We swapped her muffin for a bowl of oatmeal with sliced strawberries, added a glass of warm water in the morning, and 1 apple in the afternoon. She called me 10 days later. "Dr. William," she said, "I feel lighter, fresher. Even my cat cuddled with me again." I laughed out loud. Because that is the power of eating right. Here's the simple truth. The more fresh fruits, leafy greens, and whole grains you eat, the better your body works. The fewer toxins stay inside, and the less comes out through your skin. And water. Oh, water is your best friend. Mr. Harold, remember the carpenter? He used to drink 2 cups of black coffee and call it a day. We added just 3 glasses of warm water, morning, midday, and evening. He said, "Doc, my wife said I smell like linen sheets and lumber. I'll take it." So, yes. Clean your skin? Yes. But also, clean yourself from the inside out. Your plate, your cup, your choices. They make all the difference. Now, let's talk about something even more personal. Your breath. You can have clean clothes, soft skin, fresh food in your belly. But if your mouth smells, people still pull away. And yet, so many seniors think brushing twice a day is enough. But here's the truth. The real smell doesn't come from your teeth. It comes from your tongue. Let me tell you about Mr. Leonard. He's 76, a retired dentist, believe it or not. Came to see me after his bridge club started sitting farther and farther away. He said, "Doc, I brush like a pro. Floss, rinse, the whole routine." Still, people turn their heads. I asked, "Do you clean your tongue?" He blinked. "My what?" You see, your tongue holds onto bacteria like a sponge. And when your saliva slows down with age, that bacteria just sits there, creating that musty, sour smell. I gave Leonard a tongue scraper, simple tool, 10 seconds a day. He called me a week later, practically singing. "Doc, I went to bridge night, and they leaned in when I talked. One lady asked if I changed my cologne." We both laughed. Here's the simple routine I teach all my patients. Brush your teeth after meals? Sure. But also, scrape your tongue once a day. Drink warm water throughout the day to keep your mouth moist. And choose something gentle after meals. Mrs. Ruby, 80, carries sugar-free ginger chews in her purse. She says it's her secret weapon. It freshens her breath, calms her stomach, and gives her something to offer the grandkids, too. And guess what? The smell of ginger, mint, or even parsley actually helps balance the scent of your breath naturally. No need for strong mints or harsh sprays. Your breath should feel like a welcome, not a warning. Now here's the part most people never think about. Even if your body is clean, even if your breath is fresh, if your clothes, your sheets, or even your room carry an odor, that smell follows you like a shadow. Let me tell you about Mr. Henry. Age 83, former train conductor. Always sharp, always on time. He came to see me after his grandson refused to sleep over. "I think it's my cologne," Henry said. But when I visited his home, I knew right away it wasn't the cologne. It was his pillowcase. Hadn't been washed in weeks. And his wool cardigan absorbed every bit of skin oil from the past month. He looked surprised when I told him. "But, Doc, I only wear it indoors. It doesn't look dirty." But here's the thing. Clothing and bedding absorb none and even faster than skin, especially when made from heavy fabric or not aired out. So here's what I told Henry. And now, I'll tell you. Wash your clothes after each wear, especially undergarments. Use mild detergent, and if you can, hang them outside for some sun. Change your bed sheets every week, and your pillowcase twice a week if possible, because you spend a third of your life in bed, and the oils from your skin build up there faster than you think. Oh, and open the windows, at least once in the morning and once at night, even just 10 minutes. Makes your room feel like a breath of fresh air. Mrs. Eliza, 78, told me her room used to smell like a closed drawer. Now, she says it smells like morning. Sometimes we chase new perfumes, when what we really need is a breeze, clean sheets, and fresh cotton socks. It's not expensive. It's not complicated. It's just caring for your space the way you care for yourself. And when you do, people notice. More importantly, you notice. So now, my friend, you know the truth. That smell, that old person smell, everyone's afraid to talk about, it's not shameful. It's not a sign of being dirty. And it's definitely not a reason to hide away. It's just the body doing what it does with time. But the beautiful part is, you don't have to accept it, because now you know how to change it. And not with expensive sprays, not with harsh soaps, but with small, gentle steps that fit right into your life. Let's go over them one last time. Wash 3 key spots every day: feet, folds, and scalp. Drink more water. Eat more fiber. Let your skin and your belly stay clean, inside and out. Scrape your tongue. Freshen your breath with nature, not chemicals. And don't forget your clothes, your sheets, and that cozy chair in the corner. If they hold on to your scent, let it be a scent you're proud of. You deserve to feel fresh. You deserve to be hugged tight, without hesitation. You deserve to sit in a room and hear someone say, "Wow, you smell nice." Because aging isn't about fading. It's about becoming. And when you care for your body with love and wisdom, that love reaches everyone around you. So don't wait. Start today. Start small. And just like Mr. Henry, Mrs. Eliza, and Leonard from Bridge Night, you too will get your hug back. If you've made it all the way here, thank you. Truly, it means you care about your health, about how you show up in the world, and about the little things that make a big difference. And if you're thinking right now, well, maybe I can do something about it, then my work here is done. Because that's where change begins. Not with a product, not with a miracle, but with awareness and a little hope. I hope this video reminded you that you're not alone, that you are seen, heard, and deeply valued. That growing older doesn't mean giving up comfort or closeness. It just means caring a little more gently, a little more intentionally. If this video helped you, or if you know someone who might need it, feel free to share it with them. And if you'd like to hear more about staying fresh, feeling well, and aging with joy, you can click subscribe. We'll be right here, walking this road with you, from my heart to yours. I wish you clear mornings, kind hugs, and the sweet, quiet confidence of knowing you smell just fine. Until next time, take care and be well.